Hi, welcome to the show. Suzy here. I just want to show you this recipe that I love making at home, but we don't have the fresh shrimp like we do here back home in North Dakota, like we do here in Florida. So I went and bought shrimp from Buddy's. They didn't really have Rhode's baking bread here, but what they did have was the dough dinner rolls. So I took and used about 4 dinner rolls and made them into a little loaf, because that's what our sandwich is going to go on. It's like a poor boy sandwich or a hoagie sandwich, and so that's what I'm using is these dinner rolls. The bread dough is this is gonna be the roll for our sandwiches, and so I let that bread dough rise up, and I'm gonna put those in the oven now. Go in there for about 15 minutes, and so first what I'm going to do is make this slaw that goes on top of the sandwiches. So what you want to do first is I have 2 tablespoons each of sour cream and of mayonnaise. So 2 tablespoons of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And then we have just a little bit of pepper. So I'm just gonna put the pepper right in here, like that. And then our other ingredients that we have to go in are celery seed. It's not celery salt, it's celery seed. And so we're going to put that in the sour cream, and I have half a teaspoon of that. We got the cabbage slaw and the mayo and the sour cream that we're putting all together. And then after we get all that stirred up, then we're going to take and put some lemon in there. And look at this cool gadget. They had it here at the this cool gadget they had here at the condo that we're staying at. And so then you just squeeze some lemon in it over top of the slaw. And then I'll put that aside, and then we'll stir that up. And then we're going to just put this aside. I forgot one ingredient. This is green onions. I'll just kind of dump them in on top. You can stir. And this is, we have 2, the recipe calls for 2 scallions, 2 green onions, and they're chopped up. And then the greens is what you put in the slaw. And then the whites are going to be used in the shrimp. Okay, now I'm going to show you the shrimp. And aren't these lovely shrimp? They are huge. And I love shrimp. So what I did was rinse the shrimp first, and then I'm going to take, and I have this little scissors tool that you can clean the shrimp and go down the back of it with. Now if you don't have this, you can just take and use a sharp knife also, and you want to just get this back part of the veiny thing out here. And then I have another bowl that I'm going to throw the shrimp shells in. And so this veiny part here, instead of being black, it's orange. Now I don't know if that's because the shrimp's so fresh, but back home usually it's a black thing that's in there. And then I'm going to just throw that in a colander, because we'll wash the shrimp out. And so all you have to do is, again, is go down the back here with this little gadget. And like I said, you can use a sharp knife also. That works. But this shrimp just is lovely big. And then once we get all the shrimp deveined and shelled off. Then I'm going to cut it into little smaller bite-sized pieces for the sandwich. And so this one had the black in there. See how that is? See the black stuff, you want to get that out of there. Okay, and so we're going to take the tails off, take and deshell them, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now I'm back. We got bright sunshine coming in, so every once in a while I go in and out of the shadows. You have the bright sunlight coming in off the Gulf. But anyway, now that I'm back, I wanted to show you, this is what the Rhode's bread dough looks like. They're going to be the hoagies for the sandwiches. And so those are out of the oven now. And what I'm going to do is slice those open, and then I'll butter and grill them so that they're like toasted in the inside. And so now the shrimp has all been cleaned. Spice this up before we put it on the stove. So I have 3 teaspoons of the Old Bay seasoning that I'm going to put on there. So just sprinkle it on. Now if you don't want it that spicy, you don't have to put that spicy. And you can also use just like a teaspoon of paprika if you don't want a real spicy shrimp roll. But we like that spice. And then we're going to put the half a teaspoon of the celery seed on there. And then we're going to use about 4 cloves of garlic. I'm not going to put it on there right yet. I'm going to use that in the frying pan. And then we have the green onion that I'll also use in the frying pan. And then we're going to just put a little sprinkle of pepper on that. And then I'm going to mix it around, toss it around on with my hands. And then we're going to move over to the stove, and I'll show you the next steps on the stove. Now I have a burner on here for the shrimp. This one's for the shrimp. But over to the left that you can't see, I have the buns that we made. They have been buttered, and I'm going to take and toast those in the frying pan, in the griddle. You don't have to do that, but we like it kind of a crispy crunch in the inside. And so those are going to be toasting while we make the shrimp. The shrimp is going to cook up really fast. I'm going to use this Golly hot pepper extra virgin olive oil that I purchased at the Rosemary Beach 30A Farmers Market. If you don't like hot, use just a regular olive oil, and you put about 2 tablespoons in your into your frying pan. And then I also add some butter, but I won't add that yet. And then we have the 2 green onions, the scallions that we have chopped up. Put that in there. And then we have the 4 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to put that in there. And we got the burner on, should be heating. You can hear the buns kind of sizzling a little bit. And so now I took and you could buy smaller shrimp if you wanted, but I like the big fat plump shrimp. It just looks so yummy. And you can buy it without the veins on it, or the shell on and the tail on too. They have them all cleaned. It's over at Buddy's Fish Market over on 78. It's not too far. It's in between. Well, it's a little. It's where the visitor center is, on the corner of Back Beach Road and then 78. And so it's just a little road that you go on, and it's called Buddy's Fish Market. Now they can get you pick out your shrimp there. This I think was like about 6 to 9 per pound. I bought a pound and a quarter, I think it was. And so it'll give us about 8 shrimps per sandwich. And then you know, you can buy smaller shrimp if you prefer smaller shrimp. And then also, if you shell it yourself, you can use those shells to make a broth. Now I haven't done that, make a seafood broth, But anyway, so now this is heating up here. And so I'm going to take and add my shrimp. And we're going to cook that up. And we love garlic. Jeff and I, my husband, we love garlic. So I'm going to add garlic to it. And that lemon that we had used for the coleslaw, I'm going to put a little bit of lemon on that yet. Just go over the top with that. And shrimp doesn't take very long to cook. I'm going to sprinkle a little more pepper on it. We like spice. And that celery seed gives it a really nice kick. I love it. And you want to cook the shrimp just so it turns white and pink. It's kind of hard to tell with all that seasoning on there. See that it's getting nice and well cooked. And so now I'm just going to add a little butter, because butter makes everything taste better. And shrimp is actually a low-calorie food. It's all the stuff we put on it that makes it a little bit more. Okay, and then I think our buns are probably done. So they're nice and toasted. And the shrimp is done, so we're going to take and turn the burner off, and then we're going to plate it up. Okay, we got our toasted bun here, and we got our shrimp. Let it rest just a little bit. And we're going to just take and spoon it on there. I have a slotted spoon, so it's not going to get all the saucies on there. Although my husband does like the saucies, so the sauce, I should say. But we don't want the bread to get too soggy. And so we just plate it up. Put the shrimp on there. And leave some of that garlic and onions fall on there. That's going to be yummy. And it's okay if you have a little shrimp that you can snack on that's not in the sandwich too. That's fine. Okay, so now we got that on there, and now we take our coleslaw, and we're gonna just put a coleslaw on top, and try and get this in your mouth. And there you have it. The nice little sandwich. So, enjoying it down here with this fresh seafood. Try this at home. You can buy the frozen shrimp and just unthaw it, and it's yummy. Or, you know, sometimes they have those shrimp trucks that come in, the seafood trucks too. So anyway, we're gonna enjoy our sandwich. Yum. Bye.